Welcome back, y'all.
Hey, how is
Hey.
everybody?
We survived Holy Week.
We sure did.
Yeah.
Waiting on the hold with Delta is going to be the death of me.
Oh man, that's rough. Do they even have good music, or is it just like?
Oh, no, it is horrible, like elevator music from the 60s.
Wait, what did you say? I missed that.
I said we survived Easter, but waiting on hold with Delta.
Oh. Yeah, waiting on hold. Yes, you're right.
He's been on hold since Easter Sunday, y'all.
Oh, I know. I don't have patience for that, Daniel.
Uh,
Yes. So, what are we talking about today, PR?
We are talking about the best is yet to come. There's even more going on in Parish Ed this summer. Like our last episode, we talked about everything that's coming up in the summer, but that was just worship. And it was a pretty big list. And then, got to thinking, well, what is there outside of worship? Well, it turns out there's a lot outside of worship.
Well, let's start. We'll go through some of these things here. So I'm looking at the this is an early copy of the Messenger. This is the fair copy. It's not quite done. We're making last minute changes and it will be finished. Miss Whitty will finish it today, and Mr. Jason will take it to the mail center, and it will be mailed to homes for next week. And families will receive it in their inboxes, their flipbook version, on this Saturday, or actually this past Saturday. I kind of mixed up on my dates. So by the time this airs, you will have this in your box. So for parish education for May, we still have some things to finish up in May that we've continued on through the year. So on Sunday mornings, we will continue with the Sunday mornings, the St. Matthew's class that I've been leading. We'll finish up the Jesus book. On May 22nd, we're going to have a special class on the renovation, and we'll talk more about that a little bit later. And then on May 29th, we're going to have a special class by Kelly Burbage. Kelly is an expert on NASA, and she's going to do a new presentation for us on NASA that will be a follow-up to the one she did last year. And looking forward to that. That's going to be a good one. And then PR's class continues. PR, about your young adults class. Can you tell us about that?
My young adults class is still going to continue through May at Kudu because some of us need extra coffee to get going in the mornings. So rather than try and hold class and deny the class coffee, I join them over at Kudu, and we have coffee and conversation and ask all the burning questions we have about the Bible.
Very good. And Crossroads class continues to meet. It will meet through May, and Laura Altman, she convenes that class, and that class is for anybody. It is welcome in any of these classes, but that's particularly for our parishioners 35 to 50, but again, all are invited. And then, of course, we have Joyful Noise, and we have King Street Kids and Yams. Daniel, tell us about all that.
So yeah, speaking of the Joyful Noise, Cora, by the time this airs, Cora, our awesome nursery worker, will have departed for the summer. So it's really important that we get those volunteer care teams for Sunday morning. We'll continue to run the nursery, but if we don't have 2 volunteers with Cora gone, it'll have to move to an open but unstaffed. So during worship, parents will need to go in and sit with their child. If we have 2 volunteers, it functions just like it would with Cora here. For our King Street Kids, we're exploring a combination of things for the summer, particularly looking at, Mr. Jason doing some music with them. We're going to have hopefully some arts and crafts for them, as well as tie in some of that theology and scripture throughout the summer. For our Yams, as we approach the summer, I'm working with Pastor Eric to put on and kind of work on a curriculum for Tattoos on the Heart by Greg Boyle. So Gregory Boyle is he's a priest up in, I believe it's California, and he does a lot with kind of low-income families and particularly with gang relations. So, and I read the book for a class in seminary. He serves as a key figure amongst all of the gangs in that area and has worked with them to help gang members leave that life behind. And so there's just a lot of respect for him It's just a really incredible book. I can't even describe it in a way that does it justice.
All right, fantastic. And Jason continues with his Grace Notes podcast on Mondays. It's available Mondays at noon.
They're
And for
really
down,
good.
also our Tuesdays continue through May with Bread for the Day. And then Wednesday Yams, they continue together, and watch for time change on that because Daniel may change the times on that as we continue on. Thursdays, we just started a new study in Coffee Talk called A Lutheran Welcome. There you go. Fantastic. That will continue through May, and then we'll have a new curriculum in the summer. And then our St. Matthew's book group continues to meet once about every 6 weeks. We just last night finished When Stars Are Scattered, and I don't have the next one to announce, but I will watch for the next book to be announced in print. So let's turn to the summer. So this summer we are on Sunday mornings after Kelly Burbage's presentation on May 29th. On June 5th, we're going to have a special gathering during the Parish Education Hour. We won't have classes, but instead we're going to have a breakfast for our confirmands. That's Pentecost Sunday. That's on June 5th.
Big Sunday.
The next,
Yeah.
sorry?
I said that's a big Sunday.
Oh, it's a big Sunday. Absolutely. Jazz and everything. It's going to be a really big Sunday. I love Pentecost. And then the next week on June 12th, we begin a 7-week, or actually rather a 6-week study on grounds for growth, where our Grounds for Growth team will talk to the congregation and answer questions and start a discussion about our renovation effort. What does the new parish life building look like when we get to this? How will we afford to pay for this? How will we, what does this look like? What are our needs? Who might our partners be? So we encourage all grown-ups to come. Children can come to it as well. But we do have things for the children, and we actually have things, an alternative class for young adults in Crossroads. PR, will you tell us about that one?
Yeah, so for the summer, those who would like, we are combining the young adult and Crossroads class. Honestly, I see a lot of Crossroads people in Kudu anyway, so I think they secretly just want to join in our class. Who knows? But anyway, we're going to continue meeting at Kudu and add in the folks from Crossroads. And we do have a book that we're looking at. It's kind of a non sequitur. So if you miss a chapter, it's okay. And it's called Bible, Short Answers to Big Questions. So it's a book about common questions people have about the Bible. And it's like a Q&A. So we'll pick something each week out of that book to discuss. And then we also have, along with that, a game for good Christians. So yeah, some of my young adult class know that game and really like it. And so we'll share it with the Crossroads folks too. But it's, again, one of those classes that will have lots of room to answer burning questions about the Bible.
Very good. Very good. And Daniel's already talked about the Yams on Sunday mornings, the book Tattoos of the Heart. It's going to be a really good one. And that will prepare us for another educational opportunity for our Yams, for middle and high schoolers, as we go to New York City. We are planning an alternative youth gathering since our youth gathering to Minneapolis was canceled this year. We are going to learn about urban ministry at 6 different Lutheran churches in Manhattan, and how they do church, who are their congregations, how do they serve people in their congregations and neighborhoods. And hopefully we can learn something from them. Maybe they can learn something from the way we do things at St. Matthew's as well. That's going to be an opportunity for learning for our chaperones and our youth as well. We're really looking forward to that.
I can't wait for VBS, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's the big granddaddy. I'm looking at that page right here. There's a whole page. So Daniel, tell us about VBS. The pastor helping, but you and your team are leading that. So there's a whole page on that.
Yeah. So VBS is shaping up. It'll be July 17th through the 21st. It's going to be an evening VBS this year from 5:30 to 8. So we have various groups in the congregation that are going to provide meals from 5:30 to 6 before the programming starts. We're really excited for the return because we'll have programming and kind of stuff for all age groups. So from our youngest in the nursery all the way up to middle school, we'll have a set of curriculum they'll follow with various leaders and rotations and all that excitement that comes with VBS. And then Pastor Eric will be offering a theology of food class for the adults so they can participate in VBS as well. And our theme, in case you somehow missed it, and all of the publication, is food truck party. So it really lends itself to Charleston, which is, a really food diverse city here in the States. So we're really excited about what all's coming together and how it's shaping up.
One question that some of the grown-ups might know: why did y'all decide on an evening VBS?
So we opted for an evening VBS primarily because it lends itself to more diverse volunteer pools.
Yes.
In the past, during the day, we've been very limited on volunteers, and that's pretty concerning, particularly with children to a chaperone or adult ratio. So in order to not place a physical limit on the number of people that we can host at our VBS, we opt for this evening because it pulls in the whole congregation, and two, our volunteer pool gets to be a little larger, so we don't have to put a cap on some of the kids on participation.
And then all of this points to September 11th, when we come back for launch day and youth Sunday. We start a whole new year. Parish education takes a form in so many different ways.
We're just getting started.
And we sure are. Yeah. All righty. Well, so we know about worship and we know about education, the preview for the summer. It's going to be a good summer.
It'll be awesome. Yeah. All right.
All right.
Well, we'll see y'all next week.
All right.
Be well.
Be well.
Bye.